Hi, Shy Gamer here to talk about One Piece chapters 813 and 814. I am sorry for not getting to the video last week, but I wanted to move my schedule to Thursdays or Fridays as well because I will either do it on the Thursdays that they come out, like for the scans, just so I can, you know, be there when everyone's watching reviews. If people do that, I know I do. So they will be done on Thursdays and or Fridays. And I was busy yesterday, so I couldn't get to it. I did upload the Gintama video, and that's because I was busy on Wednesday. Anyway, here for One Piece. Uh, these chapters were good. They set stuff up, and they made me like characters I never thought I would. You know, like Capone, like um, what's his name? Nekomamushi, Cat Viper. I love him now. Uh, Sanji, it rekindled a fire for Sanji a fire for Sanji that I really did feel somewhere. You know, I did always thought Sanji was badass, but it's good to see him have more badass moments than just from Indy's lobby. I think that's the last time. Maybe standing up to Kuma at Thriller Bark, but Zoro did kind of sweep the rug from his legs on that one. So yeah, it's good to see Sanji being badass again, and figuring out where he went, and why he isn't on Zoe currently. As we got out of the flashback, this flashback it didn't take too long. It only took a couple of chapters, and it didn't feel like the pacing was bad. The pacing in Zoe is still been pretty good, so it's good to see that that's still going on. That's still going well. Um, One of my favorite things about I'm gonna go through a couple of things that I like about these chapters. One of them is just the first one I wrote down. It's how Sanji reacted to the situation. Just you saw it in the facial expressions he made, which the artwork in these two chapters were pretty good. It's captured his facial expressions, and just you understood what was going on in his mind. You understood that he's got his crew in this situation, and his past is coming back to haunt him. A past he thought he could want to run away from and distance himself from, but it still caught up to him, and he blames himself, but he still has the will or the reasoning, I guess. I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but he's still willing to protect his crew, and he's still willing to he's still willing to sacrifice himself to appease Big Mom and go through with this. And I thought that was pretty cool. And Sanji, like I said earlier, is still fucking awesome. So another thing I liked about these chapters is Brooke. Brooke was phenomenal in these two chapters. From that really awesome understanding of Sanji's intentions last chapter, to the really funny moments he had in this chapter, and throughout the whole Zoe arc, the whole joke with him and the Minx was pretty funny. So I also liked Cat Viper, and he had some pretty funny line. He had some pretty funny moments here. Also, it helps that he's a fucking badass from what we've seen. And I really like his design now. When I first saw it, when he was first charging in the battle, I thought, I don't really like this. But now that I've seen him more and seen him in other situations than snarling running in, I think he does look pretty awesome. And you kind of pity him with a little stub of an arm, but he's not too worried about it. He's a really laid back guy, and I like that. Um, he had some pretty funny lines. The cat puns that were translated in manga stream were pretty funny. His laugh is really cool, and I can't wait to hear it in the anime because the anime does the laughs really well. Um, I think I also like I said earlier, I liked Capone in the former chapter because he's, like I said in my review last week, that he's just this super serious man, this guy who doesn't take shit, this guy who knows what he wants, what he has to do, and has to just and just does it. You know, he takes control. He's like, all right, um, you're gonna get married to Big Mom, and or you're gonna be married to Big Mom's daughter, and there's nothing you can do about that. So that's gonna happen, which I thought that was pretty awesome. His power is weird. Like, I don't know. I don't really think I had to go into that, but his power is kind of odd, and it is interesting though. It's odd in a One Piece way, you know. So I also really liked the little shout out here. The One Piece podcast, they did a fucking there are like a couple of guys on there and they did really hilarious impressions of him. They made me cry and I was sitting out in public listening to them and I was dying of laughter and everyone thought I was a madman. So I don't know. It was pretty funny and I probably like Capone more than I would have without it. So in eight one going back to 814 for a little bit, and I think the rest of my stuff on this has to do with 814 except for the Sanji discussion. In a single page in 814, Zoro showed me again why he is my favorite character in the series. It may feel a little standard of a pick, you know, he's the first mate of the crew, he's one of the first people, he's really early, he's one of the main characters, he's shown like all the time. But he's great. He's fucking awesome. He's all business. He's thinking about what's best for the crew and thinking about, hey, Sanji just ran off. Sanji just ran off, you know, without any warning. We can't just detour to go to go save him. You know, we're on a beeline to go take out Kaido, so we can't just leave that. You know, Jack, the one who destroyed this country, he's also in leagues with Kaido, so we still have many other threats. We can't go picking a new one, and that's fucking awesome. I love how Zoro just takes charge and understands the main end goal. He's a he's a little less friendly, you know, a little less compassionate in these moments, but I still love it. That's the kind of seriousness we need um in a crew, you know, in a first mate, in a captain position. But you know, Luffy won't provide that because he's such a childish kid, you know, not getting on Luffy, but that's just what he can't do. So, um, moving on to something a little less serious and just a little tidbit I saw in 814. The Pecco Mamashi, when they were going to talk about go see Peckham's and go see Nekomamushi, Luffy calls Peckham's Pecco Mamashi, which I found fucking hilarious. It was probably the funniest thing in the chapter, and I just die laughing while I was reading the chapter. So that was just a little thing that I noticed. Um, Also, we get a full view of Pedro, I guess a full view, more of an introduction of Pedro in this chapter. We don't know exactly what he's like because he was only on a couple of pages, but he seems cool, you know, a lion mink. Um, or was it a tiger mink? I don't remember specifically, but he was and this lion tiger looking dude, and he was pretty awesome. I like his design, and uh, I do want to see more of him. I do also want to see more of the Three Musketeers, and that makes me wonder, you know, how are we going to deal with this, you know, mink tribe kind of situation because we have all these mink characters, and it'd be a shame if we just were like, oh, here are all these cool characters. Here's the Three Musketeers. Here are the here's Pedro. Here's Nekomamushi. Here's uh, Dogstorm. You know, here's all these cool guys. Okay, bye. We're leaving Zoe. No, I wouldn't like that. That would be really boring. Um, I'm not exactly sure how we can kick a story off in Zoe, but maybe like a conflict between Dogstorm and Cat Viper. I keep going between Cat Viper and Nekomamushi. I'm sorry, but yeah, I was wondering how we could do that if we're ever going to do that, or if Sanji stuff is going to be the main focus. or if we're gonna bring them along to help. With Peckham's, that's brilliant. I just thought about that. Peckham's comes along with the crew to go save Sanji because they did mention that Sanji Luffy did mention that he wanted to go save the crew. Sanji. I don't know what's wrong with me. um, so Peckham's takes them to Big Mom, and I don't know, maybe he's mad at Capone and wants to see vengeance, or I doubt he'd leave Big Mom's rank, but I'm indebted. Maybe he's like, I'm indebted to you. I'll go help you save your friend, but I can't fight against Big Mom. So they're like, oh, you're gonna need backup, and the Zoe creatures say, hey, we're gonna go along with you and help you fight Big Mom. That would be actually pretty awesome to see some of we get some Big Mom stuff and we get the use of some Zoe characters without having to ha without having some random conflict occur on Zoe. We'd have a conflict that already exists and characters that could probably help with that conflict being used in that area. But that's just a little theory on what might happen. So let's get to the main event, and that's Sanji's family name, the Sanji Vinsmoke. Um, we learn in 814, I'm sorry, that Sanji's family is a family of assassins. Insert Hunter x Hunter uh, reborn hitman joke here. So they're royalty, like a lot of people have been predicting it is, but it is interesting. It's probably not something anyone would have seen coming. Assassins, that would have been the last thing on my mind. Brooke and Robin apparently know something about them. Robin's at least heard the name before, and Brooke, when Robin mentioned it, looked a little, you know, lost in thought maybe. He looked like the name struck a chord with him, and he was a little upset by it. So Brooke apparently has some sort of past with him. He said he was. I've heard people say that Brooke, was aligned with them at some point, but because they thought that they were royalty, and Brooke said he was in a royal kind of group before he became a pirate, and they assumed, oh well, maybe he was working for the Vinsmokes. Actually, I just thought of another theory, two theories sporadically happening in one episode, little video. That's kind of interesting. So, what if Brooke was working, for a royal family, and when Brooke was, trying to defend them, the Vinsmokes come and have to assassinate that family. And Brooke tries his hardest to fend them off, but they beat the shit out of him and kind of kills him. And that's why the name Vinsmoke would send a chill down his spine when he first heard it, from 813. So that's just a little theory I have. A couple other things about the Vinsmokes. Um, I'm wondering that Sanji's father apparently, you know, was the one who, how do I say this? Arranged. I don't know why I couldn't find that word. He was the one who arranged the marriage, but I'm wondering what kind of benefit that would have. What kind of specific benefit? Because this isn't the kind of thing that you just do. Now, like you would have to be planning it for such a long time, and you're like, oh, hey, my kid's alive. I found him. I'm gonna marry him to this uh, big lady's family. So why wouldn't uh, he just marry one of his other sons since they are three of the because Sanji does apparently have two brothers or two other siblings. So my thoughts maybe just these are just simple ones, nothing specific, but maybe like protection from the world government and or Yonko. or maybe just some extra power assets to have during a time of crisis. Just if something really bad happens to the family, they can call in the Big Mom Pirates and be like, "Oh, okay, we can help fight against you." I don't know. Maybe Big Mom makes really good cake and he wants some of them. I don't know. We'll find out at some point. Hopefully, I doubt especially soon, but if we do get like a Mink versus Big Mom Pirates fight, then we probably will know what's gonna happen then. So I think that's about it. Thank you guys for watching this video and put a like on it if you feel like it. Subscribe if you feel like it, if you like this video. And leave a comment and tell me what you thought about this. Tell me about what you thought about any of the ideas I threw out or just anything about these chapters and where we're going to be going in the future. So thank you guys for watching and I'll see you guys later.